Hit it, Chewie.
Here, half a cup, it's purple. There's something on your face, it's urgent. Quick, you took too much. You might be dead. The magic dragon venom was too strong. Had him shaking in the boots. Had him pushing up daisies. Medusa's crew was coming through. Rain stick, thunderbird boom. Hail Satan, Luke, I am your father. I wear a purple cape like Dr. Doom. Chewie fly the Millennium Falcon. We got the tattoos with the mark of the Irish witch. It's wickedness, light bright, Lucifer out of sight. Cracking whips through the darkness, riding a beast with many heads. The drugs get him led like a donkey. I thought you knew. Pan has goat horns and the magic flute. Hong Kong beat beat, sugar pop dope, all Hallows Eve. And the sea shall give up its dead, conjured from a spell of the ancient Greek we read. Dionysus with the venom of the vipers. Atlantis rises as the eagle flies.
Oh, God, do I have a Renaissance portal for you. It's nice to see everyone today here in the chat. Thanks for waiting a couple minutes while we got off the ground here. Now, if anything should go wrong tech-wise, like our microphone was out last time and you people had to put up with this terrible computer microphone, please, anything goes wrong, let us know. Flag Chewie, she'll see it. She's watching your messages, right? Your messages for which you do not pay. For which you do not pay. Why? Because people, today, we have to be very careful. Today, we're going to talk about something that's deep and wedged and right now is sitting underneath our saddle. Oh, God, it's so lovely. Can you smell the greed? Can you smell the greed in the air? 2025 greed. Oh, God, I was sent here for this purpose, people. This is, oh, God. Okay, hold it together. Chewie, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to hold it together today, but this is absolutely brilliant stuff today. Oh, Chewie wanted me to say, how's the mic, people? Let her know if it's not up to standard. Okay, what do I want to do with you today? I want to share with you just a little source. And I want people to be able to do this with me from now on. I want to be able to search with you, and I'm just going to pull up a little chorus, people, and I'm just going to let you know this is a chorus about the Arai. Arai, and that's who we're really concerned with today is the Arai. Arai. What are those? Those are the curses. Those are the Eumenides. Those are the Furies. And you know what? They're people who happen to have a terrible, terrible fate. A terrible fate. These people are living in a place where their calamities are God-given. They're God-given. Oh, God. These are coming to us from the divine. Why is that? Because underneath all the dead bodies, is a lot of wealth. Is a lot of wealth. You see where this wealth is coming from? It's coming from the abusos. Oh, can we please try to stick to the attic and destigmatize things? Did you people know that was a movement? No, you didn't know it's a movement. Just like the Bible scholars don't know what kind of koine their koine is. They don't know if it's Attic koine or Dorian or Ionian. They don't know. Anyway, where are we with the Furies? Where are we with the curses, people? Look, there's dead bodies and there's wealth under the dead bodies. Look, King, you've brought a terrible, terrible pain upon your generation. And now the curses cry, hallelujah. Do you see that in the Greek people? I'm reading to you the prophecy. Epilalaksan. Oh, God. From Alalazzo. Oh, that is where we have come today. Let's raise a trophy of Ate. Of Ate, people. In the gates of America, let's raise the sculpture of ruin. Today is a great day because Jesus is risen. Jesus is risen today. Back me up, Chewy. Back me up. Give me the ladies that are coming today. Who are these ladies? These are the Furies. These are the Furies. Do you recognize them? Do you know who they are? This is physics, people. This is physics of the cosmos 101. There is blood, and there is the shedding of blood. And the shedding of blood creates fury. Fury. There was a day committed to the maintenance of a man's power in which blood was shed and a fury was first formed. We look at our existence for what it is. We who worship nature look at what is, and what is the fury. To take a person from Christ to crucified to king. What is the power that takes us to the king? Oh, God. People, take a look at these ladies really quick. Before, I want to warm you up. Look, today I wanted to experiment a little bit with you, and I wanted to bring to you some things, but I want to do it with this, at this excellent speed that we've got. Now, Chewy, let me know if we're able to share, but I wanted to see you. Boom. I wanted to see, just to kind of look, what's going on in the world, to hold my head up. Who is he? What's that? Oh my God, he's taking an oath. He's taking an oath. Do you know how out of place that is for liars to take oaths? Wait a minute. What? This guy said yesterday. This guy said, people, and I know there are those of you who worship this man. This is the beloved Savior of our Christian fascist world, our post-American world. This is our Savior. And yesterday, look, people, he gave us his teachings. He gave us, didn't you recognize this? Oh, God, in the big perspective, this is beautiful. This is the most beautiful thing you possibly imagine. Remember, I told you about all those lies? I said you can't. The nature's law is you can't lie. You can't lie. You can't lie. Forget about the tangled web. That's bullshit. Shakespeare was an idiot. I'm talking about what happens when you do lie. I'm talking about what happens when you listen to the lie and embrace it. And I've watched my own people embrace the lie now for years, deeper and deeper and deeper. I saw you people. And yesterday, what happened? There was something miraculous yesterday. I don't know if any of you missed this. You were swept up maybe in the teachings, the crucifixion of the attempted assassination, the resurrection and return of the King. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, God, the drama is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, people. And what happened yesterday? I was watching, and I want your feedback on this. I was watching a comedian, except there was no laughter. He merely came on and very quickly and huffing as if he had just been running around the block. Oh my God, the Constitution is being shredded. Oh my God, do you see what's happening? And the audience The audience didn't think that was funny. They sat there in a state. The lie is the catalyst through which the Furies work. Now, these ladies are gorgeous, right? These ladies are gorgeous. It's just nature, people, right? And people will say, what are you doing talking about government? What are you doing talking about current affairs of the world, Amen? Aren't you an ancient Greek person? Aren't you a classical philologist? People out there, you know what I am? I'm a dude who has a responsibility to that ancient Greek and to that concept of free speech. I have an obligation. Do you know what free speech is? I'm going to tell you right now. Free speech is not you sitting there being able to open your mouth to sell things. That is not free speech. Free speech is the ability to say what needs to be said in the defense of justice. In the defense of justice. Do you remember what our values were, kiddies, when we were little? When our grandparents were the greatest generation and would tell us about all the Nazis they destroyed in order to liberate the world? Do you remember those people? Oh, God. I went to hell recently. I did. And I saw them. They're very disappointed. Very disappointed. Now, what has happened? Oh, my God. What do I have the right to do? I have the right to defend justice. I'm going to tell you something that I think is unjust. You and I, Lady Babylon, congregation of Satan, you and I were able to listen to Anastasia, who was a Ukrainian, right? And I say was because I lost touch with her. I tried to get in touch with her a few times, bring her back, just interview her, right? See how things were going. No. Vlad Putin shot a missile into her home, if you don't remember, and killed her father. Killed her father. Right? Just out of the blue. Out of the blue. Right? Now, people of America, you possess the blood. The blood is on your hands of her father and possibly her, for all I know her. You think about that for a minute. You think about that. And it wasn't even your choice. It wasn't even your choice. You know, people often ask, how did the Germans do it in the late 30s? How did they not stop what was coming? What about those people who remained silent? What about those people who remained silent? Do we look at those people historically? Do we see those people? You don't even see those people. You don't. Your silence causes you to be grouped historically with the very same people. The maggots who bring the fascism to the culture. Those maggots that bring and crown the king. Those maggots that overthrow justice and consume the corpse of the state that was dreamed of by George and Tom. Those maggots are working. And you will be considered one of them. Isn't that funny? That's how history works. That's how history works. Do you think of the Germans in 1938, 1939, 1940, who were like, this guy needs to go, right? Right? Mustache Hitler needs to go. Do you understand? Wee tiny mustache Hitler. And for all you idiots who put him on a pedestal, those tyrants are always morons. You don't understand. They're always morons. Right? Yeah. Their greed doesn't allow them to see the benefits of doing what's right, of following justice. They don't care about justice. They don't care about justice. Okay, I wanted to look at something and I wanted to ask you. your opinion, because we've got this guy. Oh, I turn this on. Boom. And I'm going to bring you some more Greek. But I want you to see, we've got this guy, right? Here he is. Here he is right now. Right? Don't you love it? And people are like, what can you do? You can't do anything. You should run for office. No, shouldn't run for office. We should turn up this thermostat in this dude's brain. Right? We should bring him out. Watch nature unfold. Look at his monstrous. It's monstrous. Now, where'd he go? I'm looking for this guy. Okay, let me just. Here, I want to bring up this guy. And I want to ask your opinion. And I know you're saying, watch, you went. Just wait, people. There we are. There you are, Vlad. Okay, another Vlad. Different Vlad, people. Different Vlad. Here he is. Yesterday, you saw him. The most powerful person on the planet stepped up yesterday. Licked the buttocks of America's sworn enemy. And then put this guy on a cross and said, this is the dude who's responsible. Why? Something about him being a comedian, people. Now, I don't know about you, but I can kind of feel for Zelensky now. You know, I could before. And let me tell you something. History called on this guy. You and I can just sit here and look at this historically. All right, we don't need to be part of a party or a political system or you know, we're just human beings. We use the restroom every once in a while. You know what I mean? Put your pants on, baby. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. If you just look at it from that angle, the most powerful idiot on the planet came out, kissed somebody else's butt, just forever showering cosmic fealty on some dark force in the heart of this pasty SOB who's been killing people left and right. Doesn't matter where it is on the planet. People all over the place. People go to Ukraine just to fight that guy. Right? Not just Americans, not just Brits. It's people who fight against the darkness. It's people who fight against the darkness. So out comes the most powerful man, and he sits there and he says, hey, this guy is the bad guy. Don't focus on the murderer next to me. Focus on that guy and all the maggots. Will eat the communion. Make me small so they can see the communion. Is that? Yeah. All the maggots will eat the communion just like they did in Nazi Germany. Do you understand? Can I just say a word to everybody who has been terminated for the sake of whatever, to be purged, Now is your time. Thank the furies that you have been given a voice. Now you have a reason to speak. Your voices will be heard if you use them. If you use them, they will be heard. Right? What are we, people? We're a nation under a constitution. We're not a color or creed. We're not masculine or feminine. We're all of that. But the one thing we have in common is a constitution. And now, it's being dismissed. And you are accepting the blood. And even if you didn't vote for this, even if you didn't reach out for this and grab it and want it, the blood is staining your hands. The blood. People, you think this stuff doesn't exist because you've bought a world of faith and bullshit. And you think, oh, well, this is the way it's going to work. And those people deserved it for whatever reason they're doing. I had a conservative fundamentalist Christian tell me when he first invaded, and you can't tell me he didn't. People, please respond. Please respond. You saw it with me, right? Putin invaded and was shooting hospitals and shit. Okay? The just cause lies with Zelensky. And history called him from the trenches. He was a comedian. History said, hey, take your comedy and store it, buddy. It's not that good anyway. Because what I've got for you is I've got freedom and statesmanship. I've got a place for you where your people will be the object of your defense. Can you imagine being the defender of your people? What an amazing thing history has given that little dude. I don't know if he's really little, right? But he seems that I want to hug him. I do. I don't know why. I don't know why people. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'll be quite honest with you. I see Zelensky and I see how he sees the weight of the universe on him. And he's not traveling the world for the sake of money. He's trying to keep his people alive. He's trying to keep his people alive. Now, you people who will sit there and write to me and tell me what you say is right, you're just taking the text and you're just doing, but don't step on Donald Trump. I want you to tell you something. This is your hell, and that is your abomination. You share the blood of Vlad Putin. You share the blood. Let me give you an example. Boom. How many people today is a glorious day, by the way. It's a glorious day as all of the rest of the year will be glorious in the same glorious, ominous, terribly melancholic way. Melancholic glory of the count. Today we brought out the dead. Yeah. 3 or 4 women, children. And I'm concerned because for some reasons I don't have all the numbers. And the accounting I know is so important in antiquity that accounting is exquisitely important. How many? I just want to ask this question to my congregation. How many women and children have been killed in Gaza? How many women and children? It turns out from the numbers in January, it's somewhere between 20 and 30,000. Just women and children. Not like the ones that we saw blown off by machine gun fire. Not like the relief workers getting destroyed by bombs, right, on paths that they were supposed to be on. Not like that. I'm talking about starvation and the persistent wearing down of a people that you are ultimately going to genocide if nobody else takes them. Do you understand? Look at what's happening, people. What is 4 versus 20,000? Their numbers, their accounting, and the numbers stack up on the side of the monists. They always do, whether they're crusades or whether they're wars of modernity, 1, 2, and whenever 3 finally breaks out, which we're all waiting for, right? Which we're all waiting for. Oh, I forgot. We have the peace. We have the dude of peace coming to us, right? We have Mr. Peace. Let me show you a couple of words. Let me say this first, and then I'm going to go back to this text. I watched and you watched, and I really want to know from this portal where we are resurrecting Jesus. Because if you haven't seen the Jesus of Trump, if you haven't seen the love, the following of a savior, if you haven't seen, have you noticed people accuse us of being culty? People accuse us of being X, Y, and Z, the exact same things that I am telling you are the center of Jesus, are the center of monism, whether Judaism, Christianity, or not. These same things, the people will turn and they'll say, this is what you're doing. Do you know why? They're turning that blood outwards. They are trying to get rid. They're trying to purge a guilt. that they know they've embraced. Your vote, people, on the day that you voted. I don't care what you do. Computer scientist, I don't care. Real estate agent, I don't care. Celebrity, doesn't matter. Professional bingo player, doesn't matter. Maybe you're a cop. Maybe you want justice. You now share the blood. The Furies have seeded the ground with the blood of your crimes. That first woman that was shot on January 6th, to the participants that were there. I don't care if they went inside. I don't care if they stayed outside. I don't care if they went to the rally first and then decided, no, we're not going to go and take a shit in the Capitol. All of you bear her blood. All of you bear the blood of Vladimir Putin and the million Russians that he has killed. I don't know if it's a million. How many have they said? Let's see. Is it 500,000? How many people? Let's just look it up. How many Russians have died? Here, you know what? I should share this. I got to share this like I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So you can be in on it. That's what Chewie said. She said, do it right, you old man. How many Russians? Have died in Ukraine. Fantastic. Boom. Casualties. Okay, casualties of, let's see. Well, when was this thing updated? I don't want, up to 1 million estimated casualties during the Russian invasion of Ukraine till mid-September. Okay, so up to mid-September. Let me just ask you this, people. As somebody who is not a monist, I am neither a Christian, hail Satan, a Jew, or a Muslim. I'm not any of the other monist tendencies. I don't care. Buddhism, I don't care. Maybe it's one brand of Mormonism. I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not one of them. I'm somebody who looked at nature and said, I'd rather have nature than that dude on the cross. And as somebody like that, I'm thinking to myself, you know, if the Greeks were right, this life is an accounting. And Vlad's millions are going to be attributed to me. What kind of terrible interdimensional prison is this? Plane of terror. What is it? Do you understand? You haven't even seen the prison guards yet. These are the ladies that deal out and dispense justice. Justice for that blood. Justice for that blood. How do I wash this stain from myself? Right? They're already imprinting this on us in the future. Right? If you're an American from this year, 2025, my God, people will say in the future, what a generation that was. Which only makes sense. You get the greatest generation, then you get what? You get us. Do you see the swing? The swing back to those Nazi bastards that Uncle Vernon fought to kill. Swing back. I want to say something to every soldier, airman, whatever, to anybody who's put on that uniform and is now being kicked to the curb for the sake of a Constitution ripping monstrosity. Yeah, your service is not unrecognized. For all of those people who are stepping down now, and for the many, many more who will step down, whether they be part of the FBI, the CIA, or any of the intelligence service, the military, to the generals right now who are about to be sacrificed by a scumbag. You generals, your service is respected and held in honor among the dead of the greatest generation. I dedicate to you my service this day, and I want to show you the reflection of your reality, people. And when I say your, I just mean us. I just mean us, because I'm one of us. My God, man, I'm one of us. And by the way, for everybody, a message out there for everybody who loves the lies. They used to say, the generation that built the superheroes used to say, you know what really counts? Truth, justice, and the American way. And the Europeans heard us. They heard our superheroes. And they knew that those superheroes were based on the people who went and fought the Nazis. That was our glory. And you just spent it. You just spent it and bought crap. Oh my God, Furies. You need to come. You need to help us. What are some of the... I just want to look at a couple of words in this passage that is about the Furies. Right? I just want you to see who these people are. Look at this word. These women that you can't see. Now remember, these are women that you can't see around you. They are curses who follow that oxunomen, that very sharp and fine law. And they scream, hallelujah. I don't care if you believe in Yahoo. I don't care if you believe in Jesus. You are subject to these forces of the universe. And your guilt is now that of Vladimir Putin. Your guilt is that of Vladimir Putin. Your guilt, think about this. This is what the Greek is saying. The attribution of the stain from one individual to another through the blood. The connection is the blood. What are the Arai, the curses? They are the curses of the blood. Oh, God. Please, people, I want you to take a walk with me, and I want you to see her. I'm going to bring her up. Now, in Athens, we have a different name for these divinities. We don't call them the Furies. Wait. We don't call them the Furies, right? Why would you? Huh? No. We call them the Eumenides. Those who do us well. Those who keep everything as it should be. Those who keep everything as it should be. Those who keep... Is it coming up? Those who keep everything in order. Why? Because these women serve justice, and they are never, ever, ever, ever masculine. Ever. The Furies were three goddesses of vengeance and retribution. This is the Theoi website. It's pretty good because they use sources. Look, they go down, use sources, right? Calls them the Eumenides here, right? Also called the Eumenides, and by the Romans, the Furiae, or the Dirai. Oh, that's their like black aspect, right? What do they do? The name Aranus, which is more ancient one, was derived by the Greeks from Arano. I hunt up or I persecute. Do you know who you are, people? In the eyes of the ancient Greeks, you are the hunted. You are the hunted. This guy, where'd he go? This guy, oh, it's not up there? Okay. Zelensky, you think? He appears to be the hunted. No. It's Putin. It's Trump. Do you understand? Justice cannot be displaced. You can have prosecutors, people, step aside. Right? You can have them say, look, I can't in good conscience do what I've been told to do. Right? In good conscience. Why? Because you are appealing to something inside of a person that is part of nature that is reflected into our very genes. This pursuit of justice. This is why you can have a prison where the murderers keep things going and destroy the pedos. Because there are certain crimes that are embedded in us as, oh my God, man. Right? How can you even consider doing something like that? Right? Right? Look at Donald Trump. Look at him for a minute. I want you to look. I'm not going to make a joke. I just want you to look at him as if you're an historian looking at Donald Trump. Yesterday's activity changed historians' views in the future. 100%. 100%. Right? When you find someone coming to your assistance by saying, yeah, I'll call the dog off. You give me all of your mineral wealth, that which lies under the bodies of the dead, your dead people. Do you know what? When that orange Hitler said that, he was creating for you again the resurrection. He taught you. He was crucified, and God did not allow him to remain in a state of death. He raised him, and you embraced him. And that's why I still have people who write comments about everything you say is right, but oh God, I love him. I love Trump. Of course you do, because he died for your sins. Trump is Jesus. Your lies have come from the past to haunt you. They have become embodied in an individual who is divine that you worship. And you are tearing apart your own constitution. You tell me, who's got the fury? People, I want to hear from you. I'm going to take us through just a little. Here's a quote. I want to give you a couple of quotes, and then I want people to respond, because I want to hear voices. And let me tell you something. If you love Trump and you love the covering and that blood, and by the way, these ladies are all priestesses. They're all priestesses. The Eumenides, they're all priestesses of the mystery. They can't see it. You people should have screamed at me. Look at this. They are all priestesses of the mystery. They are described as priestesses of the mystery. Do you understand? They are the offspring of that murder that brings us resurrection. There's purgation here, people. Watch this. Watch. From the blood that flowed from the genitals of Uranus. Right? Remember Uranus and Gaia? We're talking about Uranus and Gaia. We're doing the same thing they did in the Septuagint. Another reason this thing is not Greek, is not Hebrew at all, right? From the blood that flowed from the genitals, 3 Eumenides were born first in the earth. Right? Who is Tisiphone? She is the Tisi of the Phone. She's the one who avenges the loss of blood, the murder. Who is Megaira? She's the one who takes you and says, look, buddy, no, you're going to like this, people. She will wander the earth, Megaira will, until she finds somebody who has been given too much, who doesn't have the honor and the integrity. She will look at a man and say, how many lies has this man told in his life? And when the answer is uncountable, and when his followers, the maggots who consume the corpse, when they cry out in joy for the lies, you know their God, their Jesus Christ is himself a lie. Megaira is the punisher. of that person. What about Electo? Oh God, it's all over. You know what I mean? It's all over. Now you can throw in the talkinase there, but that's magic, people. You know, if someone asked me, "Why don't you run for office, dude?" I don't need to run for office. You know what I mean? I can talk to the dead. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks with their vote now. I've seen what the vote does. I don't give a shit. I'll deal with the dead. Do you understand me? Because that's our only hope here. Mother who bore me, oh dear mother night. We're talking about the daughters of night, people. The daughters of night. If you know the Orphic cult, you know exactly. We're talking about the Eumenides. The Eumenides. Mm, mm. Two demon fiends there are, says Virgil, called by the name of Furii, whom darkest night brought forth at one and the same birth with hellish Megaera. Oh God, how sexy Megaera is. Breeding all three alike with the twining coils of serpents. Do you see? And giving them wings like the wind, the spawn of night. Do you see Zeus Chthonian here, down here? That's hateful. We're talking about Hades and the Korah. We're talking about the mystery and its operation. Did you know that history flows within the operation of the mystery? Oh God, it makes me want to. Where's the whip? Where's the whip? Did I bring the whip? I did bring the whip. I brought the whip. I'll just leave it right here. Thank you. Let's go back to Aeschylus. Oh God, that was strange. One more time. I want to quote you Ovid. I just want you to see Ovid. Classical civilization telling us Lycophron clothed in the garb of the Eumenides, right? Oh, we love it. Here it is. Ovid's Metamorphoses. The sorores genitae noctae, those night-born sisters, the Eumenides, they are divinities implacable, doom-laden. They sat guarding the dungeons adamantine doors. Oh, God. And combed the black snakes hanging in their hair. Do you see? They are the jailers, people. They take the people who have been judged and they judge them in Tartarus. Do you feel me? This is outside of time, people. This is not the future. You think hell is your future or heaven is your future. Oh, God, you don't even understand the physics of... Oh, okay, people. Oh, let's go for it. The baleful Erinus stood. Oh, wait a minute. Tisiphone, disheveled. Now, Tisiphone's sexy. Disheveled as she was. Oh, God. Right, her hair is disheveled, right? It's all flowing. She's very infamously has those black curls. Shook her white hair. Wait a minute. Is this Tisiphone? Maybe it was Megara. Shook her white hair and tossed aside the snakes that masked her face. Malign Tisiphone sees a torch steeped in blood. Wait a minute. What? Put on a robe all red with dripping gore. Wait a minute. And wound a snake about her waist. Right? Does anybody see the description of the Bacchic? Right? Does anybody see the snakes in the hair? Does anybody see the Medusae? The baleful Erinus stood stretching her arms entwined with tangled snakes and shaking out her hair. The snakes dislodged gave hissing sounds. Some crawled upon her shoulders, some gliding round her bosom, vomited a slime of venom, flickering their tongues and hissing horribly. Then from her hair, oh God, she tore out too, with a doom-charged aim, darted them. What? Yeah, they become arrows down the breasts of Athamas and Io, whining, twisting. They exhaled their noisome breath, yet never any wound to see. Tisiphone brought with her poisons too of magic power. The echidna's venom, froth of Cerberus. And what does it cause, people? It causes Trump, wild deliriums, blindness of the brain and crime and tears, maddened lust for murder. This is the poison you and I consume now from the power of that gorgeous, gorgeous, sexy servant of justice. The descriptions are there, people. I'm going to leave you a little bit off the day, and I'm going to say we're going to have 10 minutes of discussion here, and I'm going to surprise you, and I'm going to say something that you wouldn't expect for me to say. None of this has not been made into a song by the Sibyl. There are times, there are hours, there are days. Welcome. Welcome. Hail Satan. Satanic congregation, can we see the future? Can we predict the future? That's my first question. Say, here, I'm going to bring you up now. I'm going to do them myself, Chewy. Wow, it tells you how many there were. There was like 1,000, 2,000. Fantastic, people. Jesus. Okay, here we go. I want to see some comments. What was my first question? Oh, we're going to vent the Falcon. What was my first question? Oh, people, somebody, what was my first question? Drink. Yeah. Oh, move the camera. Boom. That's okay. All right, here we go. People, what was my first question? Whack. Oh, no. You just got spied. That's okay. People, see, that's the benefit. You get, oh, God, from Renaissance Portal. My camera work is so bad, you may get a glimpse of Chewy. Right. And by the way, was the first question about Henry Cavill? I don't know if it was, but I'm obliged to mention Henry Cavill. Superman? Hail Chewy. Okay, what was the question? Oh, God, please. Night and coming. Oh, are we able to predict the future, people? Are we able to predict the future? Can you tell what Trump is going to do? Right now, there are Christians everywhere who are making a lot of money just on that. Right? Christians have been doing this from the day one. Right? You can use these prophecies and you can say, oh, it means X, Y, and Z. And Trump is going to do this. And they used to say, oh, remember they used to say, this is what's funny. Christianity used to say, especially evangelicalism, it used to say here in America that Russia was the big bad guy, the Soviet Union, right? Russia was the big bad guy. They're the bear of the prophecy, and they're going to come down and they're going to attack Israel. America is the eagle, right? And then all of a sudden, about 20 years ago, people started saying, no, America's not mentioned in prophecy, right? That excuses everything that we're doing, right? You can just watch what the Christians say. One of my favorite things, people, is watching pastors. And I usually watch the people who are not Catholics, right? Because I sat in Catholic Mass and, I get it. I read the Missal, right? I sat with the Latin people. I had a priest request that he meet with me, knew my reputation, come meet with me and do Latin Mass, and he wanted to know if I had any impression. And we talked about the Vetus Latina, the oldest forms, right, of the Latin holy writings, right, which are great. Those things give a lot of insight. But and I thought his Mass was, language wise was fine. I didn't, no problem. But I really address those Protestants because they're the ones who are still actively saying what is exactly going to happen, and they're making money off of it. They always have, they always will, right? They not only drive membership with it, but they farm. They make their money off of it, right? Prophecy is a thing for exchange in the hands of monists. It's always what it is. If you want to know the difference between an ancient Sibyl or an ancient Pythia who is responding to a people who are saying, oh my God, we're being destroyed. We're being invaded by Persia. You know who Vlad Zelensky is? He's Athens. And he is trying to do what Athens did when they sent to the Pythia and said, these asshole Persians, right, are coming in and we're doomed. What do we do? The Pythia then is not a Pythia for profit, right? And you'll see the priests arguing about this all the time in antiquity. You've got to take that profit, unhook it from the oracle. As soon as you start getting contributions, big treasuries, and there's the people of this city sent you this for the sake of this, you're questioning, you call into question, well, is the oracle considering how much the people of New York just donated to us? Right? 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 Has he destroyed the Department of Education yet? I think he took the entertainment groups and he turned them all into, what was that? Oh, by the way, who is this vice president guy? And why does he love Jesus so much that he's willing to stand in front of all of our European friends and insult the hell out of them? My God, man, do you see what Jesus does? Jesus in the modern world brings division, war, and the death of women and children to the tune of millions. It's glorious, people. Absolutely glorious. Good job. A+ on your shit society. Oh my God, people. Corruption. What are they talking? What are they talking about? Oh, I can't pull them up. Wait, what is that? Nazi. Is he actually a Nazi? Because now I never know. When people start flipping salutes, Nazi salutes, I don't know. Am I like, I know that rich that guy's not even an American, is he? That guy's not even American. What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? Is he oh wait, I hear Delphus. Is he oh, I did it again. You're gonna get to see Chewy a lot. Let's just do it one more time. What is he? Seriously, I don't think he was doing the Nazi salute, but he's supporting the whole movement, right? So I don't know. He's doing it for Jesus. I think he's waiting for Trump. Now, one thing seriously we got to consider historically is Trump is old, right? Trump is old, and now he's a friend of Vlad Putin, just like the rest of us. And here's the problem with the friends of Vlad Putin. They either get shot out of the sky, they get poisoned, they get something, right? That's what happens. So I'm wondering, right? What did the Sibyl say about constantly being vigilant and about looking over your shoulder and about the problem with the tyrant? He's got to look over his shoulder and he's calling Zelensky, you're a dictator. When you just said you wanted to be a dictator and you're acting like a dictator. And what are you doing? You're projecting. You see again, people, the blood. Call up that mat. Minimize me and call up that mat with the blood on the hands. We need that one. The blood on the hands, people, in order to get rid of that corruption, you have to push it away. And when you do so, you spread it. You spread it to the rest of us instead of being purified, which the Athenian court system established, right? Through these traditions of these priestesses and the blood purification, right? Instead of being able to purify, the lies keep you in the state that you are. Let me say this. Let me just say this. What's that? No. Let me just say this. I really want you to understand the people that created, minimize me and put him up, the people that created the democracy that you love, wherever you are in the world, as an ideal, the science that you trust in, the poetry that you love, the stage that you stand on, those people and their language exactly projected you and your history and your future. And they are saying, your greed stains your soul with the stench of ruin. This is 2025. Welcome to the greed. Welcome to the greed. Couple more of these. Imperial Jesus. What a concept. What a concept. Imperial Jesus. Yeah, that's it, right? Look at the thumbnail for today. That's Imperial Jesus, right? He resurrected. He's back. Whoo! The marksman missed. Thanks to the miracle of God. Yahoo! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Does anybody have any T-shirts for me to buy? You people are pathetic because maggots, because they're locking people up for free speech. Because they're locking people up. Sorry, because they're locking people up for free speech. Let's see. Let's see what people think. Let's see. He wanted to destroy the Department of Education, but found out you needed to take pride flags out of the schools. Wait, what? What's going on? Who's in charge, people? Is that greed just totally, Constantine had to do so many things for the Christians, right? It's how he maintained his power. Right? He became that Trump. And I know I wouldn't want Trump to hear that because compared to Constantine, he's a moron, right? And you watch, I don't have to tell you that. I just have to let it play out, right? You watch what he does. And when he's done doing it, you're going to blame yourself and you're going to say, wow, what a moron. It always ends up this way. That's why you have tragedies. Why do you think you have the tragic stage? Donald Trump, right? That's why you have the tragic stage, because you need purging. Your history, people, is trying to call you. History is calling. A boss of what, Mike? A boss of what? What do you mean? Because they aren't our friends. They've been, okay. I don't know, got in the middle of a conversation there. Sorry, people. What if Jesus had to do the worst through the mysteries, to do the worst sin, to show forgiveness? This is why he hated the cup. It's entirely possible that when Jesus was arrested with a naked kid in a public park at 4 a.m. screaming, "I am not a child trafficker," it's entirely possible that he was doing that because he really didn't want to be doing what he was doing with that kid, that naked kid. By the way, I want to tell you one thing, and then I'm gonna call it for today. Somebody wrote in and said, "Hey, what is this thing about a scene down? I want you to show me where it's used medically." Right? Think of the arrogance of somebody. We've been doing this for 2 years. And you've seen a bunch of flim-flammers talk jack shat about it. And then you've seen a few YouTubers stand up and say, "Look, wait a minute. Actually, the stuff that he's talking about, it actually says it right here." Right? Listen, you moron who asked me, "Where's the scene done?" You know what I did? I was so pissed when I read that note. I got up in my house. I got down on my knee and I said, "Muse, show me. Show me." No, wait, I didn't get on my knee for that one. No, I didn't get on my knee for that one. But I said, "Show me." Boom. First reference. Herodotus. I could have pulled it out. People. Just look at it. Look at how they're treating wounds. Look at the friggin' anthropology, people. God. Oh, God. Who do you get on a knee to? All right. Do you understand? Now, let's get on a knee to the Furies and ask them what's going to happen to Dawn. What's going to happen to Vlad Putin? And what is going to happen to that man, that hero of his generation who is fighting to save his people? He's fighting to save his people. Yeah. Mr. Zelensky, you'll never interact with me. You'll never get to know me or any of my world. But I've seen a glimpse of yours, sir. And I recognize honor. And I recognize courage in the face of the outstanding odds. And the gods recognize you, sir. The muse is the one writing your poetry. You're known by your enemies. When your enemies are people like Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, Mr. Zelensky, those are fine enemies to have, sir. That says a lot about you and your integrity. Let's keep going, people. Let's keep deep diving. And in the meantime, for tomorrow night, I learned more yesterday about music from Greek sources because now I'm obsessed than I've learned the rest of my life. So I'm going to have a little bit of music on Friday night because I want you people to see how magical this stuff is. I thought the Incubus was impressive. Holy mackerel. Okay, people, thank you for coming today. And is this Young Turks? I don't think this is. Is anybody here Turkish? I love it. You know the ouzo. People don't like the ouzo, but let me tell you something, people. Sitting looking over the beach with a thing of ouzo and a nice Turkish companion. Oh my God. It was gorgeous. I love that. It was gorgeous. Thank you too, people. I'm going to let you go because you're all busy, and that's what I prepped for you. I want to bring you in, and I want to hear more of your voice, and I want you to kind of determine that prophecy. I want you to be in on it. Get that magic. Oh, God, love it. Stay focused, right? Follow the muse. Hail Satan.
Here, have a cup. It's purple. There's something on your face. It's urgent. Quick. You took too much. You might be dead. The magic dragon venom was too strong. Had him shaking in the boots. Had him pushing up daisies. Medusa's crew was coming through. Rain stick, thunderbird boom. Hail Satan. Luke, I am your father. I wear a purple cape like Dr. Doom. Chewie fly the Millennium Falcon. We got the tattoos with the mark of the Irish witch. It's wickedness, light bright, Lucifer out of sight. Cracking whips through the darkness, riding a beast with many heads. The trucks get him led like a donkey. I thought you knew. Pan has goat horns and the magic flute. Hong Kong beat beat, sugar pop dope, all Hallows Eve. And the sea shall give up its dead, conjured from a spell of the ancient Greek we read. Dionysus with the venom of the vipers. Atlantis rises